Have you ever had the feeling that the world around us maybe wasn't built for, well, us? Today, we're going to calmly explore an idea from a project called Humia that really digs into that question. It's a quiet thought, but a really important one.
The Humia article starts with this sentence, and I think that's the perfect place for us to begin too. It tells you right away that this whole idea didn't start as some big theory, but from a real personal attempt to just name a feeling.
So that brings us to our first section, the feeling. It's something many of us might recognize, even if we've never had the words for it.
This quote from the Humia article just nails it, doesn't it? It's like a low hum in the background of modern life. That feeling of friction, that sense that you're always trying to squeeze into a box that wasn't quite made for you.
And this is the great paradox, right? We're surrounded by amazing progress, technology, and growth. But as the Humia article points out, the actual day-to-day experience for so many people is just feeling worn down, anxious, maybe even a little bit disposable, like you're struggling to keep up.
And here's why that might be. Our sense of worth, our dignity, can start to feel conditional. It feels like something you have to earn by being productive, by staying healthy, by being young, by fitting in, or just by being useful. And if any of those things start to slip, well, your place in the world can feel really uncertain. That constant pressure is a huge part of the stress we all feel.
This is the big shift in perspective that Humia offers. What if that feeling of not fitting in, of not being enough, what if it isn't your fault? What if it's not a personal failure at all, but simply a design flaw in the systems we've built?
Okay, so if you start to see the problem as a design problem, then a really powerful question naturally follows.
This is the question right at the heart of Humia, not for humans as perfect, optimized units in a spreadsheet, but for messy, complicated, wonderful people, as we actually are. What would that world feel like?
Because these are the facts of life, right? These aren't bugs to be fixed. This is the human operating system. We have bodies, we get older, sometimes we get sick or just plain tired. And we absolutely need things like meaning and care and a sense of belonging. A world designed for us would have to start with these truths.
So after getting a handle on the feeling and the core question, there needed to be a word for the alternative, for a world that actually takes these human realities seriously.
And here it is, the definition from the Humia article. It's a condition where your dignity is the default setting. It's the starting point. It's the ground you stand on, not some prize you have to win over and over again.
The word itself is pretty simple. It just combines hum from human and ia, which you see in words that mean a state or a place. So literally, it's just a human state or a human place.
Now, this is a really important point. Humia isn't about some perfect, imaginary paradise. It's actually the opposite. It's about a commitment to being more realistic, to grounding our world in the observable fact of human dignity and the real, messy conditions of our lives. So you might be thinking, okay, this is an interesting idea, but why is it so important right now? Well, it turns out to be incredibly timely. I mean, just look around. Technology, especially things like AI, is changing everything at a speed that's hard to even comprehend. It's changing how we work, how we earn a living. It's changing the very fabric of our daily lives. And as the Humia article explains, this puts us at a major crossroads. We have a choice. We can use all this amazing technology to double down on efficiency, to treat human lives as just another problem to be optimized. Or we could use it to build a world where people are freer, more secure, and can live with more dignity. So maybe we need a new way to measure progress. Instead of just asking if something is more efficient or if it grows the economy, Humia suggests we ask this quieter but maybe more important question. Does this thing we're building make human life easier to inhabit? So what does it actually look like to explore these ideas? This last part is really an invitation into the kind of thinking you can expect from Humia. It's a space to really dig into these big questions, to look at dignity not as a belief, but as an observable fact, and then to ask, okay, how do we redesign things, our technology, our economy, to match that reality? How can we be both deeply realistic and deeply kind at the same time?
And the way this exploration happens is just as important. The Humia article makes it clear that this isn't about pushing an agenda or some grand ideology. It's about a commitment to being thoughtful, to listening to experience, and to just asking better, more honest questions.
This final quote, for me, really says it all. It's such a simple, powerful call to just flip the script. To remember that all these complex systems we've built are supposed to serve human lives, not the other way around.
If this kind of thinking is useful to you, you can find more at humia.life, and you're welcome to subscribe for future conversations.